I guess they did one like this.
I go by bike.
Not far from
That far away. Right on the golf course. So I take 49. I go in there.
The challah is really delicious.
Yeah, it's a Fraser relocation.
I ride over there.
I wanted to speak to your son. 180.
Nobody wants to eat it, so comes over.
And there were 5, 6. So loud. I couldn't. They scream. That's how they talk.
Yeah.
And it is mainly because very often to do with the language. English is more people very go on it, like Chinese, especially for a person that doesn't understand another language. They sound also like that. It has to do with the how the
I'm glad everybody came. It was a little touch and go dance. I'm probably going to work we'll definitely do the high holidays, which are early this year. And then my due date is November 21st. Yeah. So, sometimes people start their maternity leave a little earlier. You never know. Yeah. So yeah. Right. So yeah, it will be through the early fall, but I'll definitely. We're gonna have to find a temporary.
You better train something.
Yeah, I know. No, I started working on the facilities handbook this afternoon. Like I said, I'm a friend.
She went through one of those.
So Shabbat Shalom, everyone. I'm mighty impressed with how free our Temple Shalom community is to be here on our Shabbat in the rain. Hello to all of you who are joining us virtually. You are here in this soggy Vancouver Friday evening, but I have to say we've invested in the infrastructure for COVID to have tents at Temple Shalom, and it's really wonderful. And we've, just like everything else with this pandemic, we learned to adapt. We learned to shift the way we do things, and we're so glad to be together with all of you. So we are going to begin our Shabbat service with song. We're going to continue. You're considering, yes, page 128, right below Hine Mato. How beautiful is this day? Really. Yeah, it's intentional. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Maya Fehayo. Shabbat Shalom. Maya Fehayo. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Some of you know that I and my family, we love to go camping. And I don't love camping in the rain, but I love being inside a tent in the rain, and hearing this sound. There's something about being dry and in kind of this enclosed space when the elements outside are a little bit wet and uncertain. And I think that's how Shabbat should feel too, that it should be this kind of sanctuary and space and time where we can just be kind of insular and protected and not have to worry about what's happening outside and around us. So as we welcome Shabbat, we will continue with our Kabbalat Shabbat on page 131, Shir Ladonai, Shir Chadash. Shir Ladonai, Shir Chadash, Shir Ladonai, Shir Ladonai, Baruch Shemo, Mayom Yom Yisrael, Baruch Adonai, Kevodom Befoah, Yisrael, Yisrael Adonai, Olam Meyon, Norahu, Al-Kol Elohim, Ay, 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 Sorry, you know, you can see these videos online of people singing with the choirs that are overlapping the different parts together. And I've also seen a number of music where it's one singer, but in a bunch of different frames layered on top of each other. It's a really beautiful one of the brother do. And then some people I forgot. But after Shabbat, I'll send it to you. But it's just a really beautiful way, I think, of kind of hearing all of these different parts that we can do when we sing together, hearing those harmonies, hearing those layers. So let's sing together the Father to the page 130. Seated as we prepare to light the Shabbat candles. Reading on page 121. As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we by our lives give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light. Eloheinu Asher Kitshanu Mitzvota Etzivanu Lecha Dikner Shel Shalom. So we'll turn now to page 263 and we will rise together for Kassi Kaddish. Israel. Bagala, Budisman Kari, Imeru, Amen. Ishne Rabba Mekora, Rama Meomaya, Yikra, Shabbat, Vikama Vikase, Ayita, Ayita, Shemedi Kudishabari, Naeloni Kover Hata Shirata, Tu Shehata Lenehata,
Namiram Dealma, Deimeru, Amen. Baruch Adonai Hamebora, Baruch Adonai Hamebora, Leolam Baruch Adonai Hamebora, Leolam Baruch. Read together on 265. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher midbaro ma'ariva b'chol olam noteach she'arim u'ibunam meshaheh etzim u'machalit et hazmanim mesader et hakochavim v'mishmerotehem v'rakir k'tzonot borei yom v'layla v'leh or mipnei Moshe mipnei or Ma'avir yom u'mei layla Ma'avir ben yom u'ben layla Adonai Shelo et Shemo El Chai v'Kayam Tamid Lo Aleinu Ve'olam Va'ed Baruch atah Adonai Ma'ariv Ha'olam Rahamat Olam Beit Yisrael Amalekam Torah mitzvot u'kiyum mishpatim Otanu mimadata En Adonai Eloheinu Shavenu Rubeinu Nasir Be'chutecha V'nismach b'divrei Toratecha U'b'mishpotecha Le'olam le'olam va'ed Yihem chayenu ve'orech yameinu U'v'negei yomam v'layla Ve'ahatecha tasir mimenu le'olamim Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Yisrael Oheinu Yisrael Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Elohim Ve'ahavta Adonai Elohecha V'kol levav v'kol nafshecha v'kol miyotecha Ve'hayu advarim ha'el Asher Anochi Mitzarecha Hayom levavecha V'shinatam levanecha v'yudavam V'shiftecha b'beitecha u'mlechtecha b'derech u'meshachtecha u'krumecha u'shartam le'ot al yadecha Ve'hayu letotachot b'neinecha U'tachtam al mezuzot beitecha u'b'sharecha Leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'hitem kedoshim Elohechem Ani Adonai Elohechem Asher hotzeiti etem me'eretz Mitzrayim להיות לכם לאלוהים, אני אדוני אלוהיכם. Join now with the same song that our ancestors sang those millennia ago as they crossed the sea into freedom. Yechamocha, page 270. Yechamocha, Elim Adonai, Yechamocha. Nedar b'kodesh, Nora tehilot sefer, Nora tehilot sefer, Malchutecha, Ahuvanecha, Olpei hayam lifnei
Moshe Miriam, Eli Anu Adonai Imo, Adonai Imo, Leolam Vaed. And more, Adonai Yaakov, Ogalom Yachasam Tibenim, Baruch Atah Adonai, Ba'al Yisrael. My thoughts, and I know many of yours this week, have been with people in Beirut. That terrible tragedy of that explosion and the devastation in the city. Tonight, as we join in the words of Hashkivenu, where we ask that God will provide a shelter and presence to us when we sleep, and that we pray for Beirut and all of the world to have a sense of safety, even when the structures, the places of home are no more or are in ruins, that the human spirit will allow us to still find a sense of shelter and to together rebuild our world. 70. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. We'll rise together now for the tefillah beginning on page 270. Abraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, Sarah, Your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. Baruch atah Adonai, Adonai HaKadosh. May be seated. We're going together the bottom of 277. Turn now to page 279 for Ritzig. So like most children, my kids don't really appreciate vegetables very much. But this week we have a very small little vegetable garden in front of our house, and this week was the week we pulled the carrots. very exciting. And actually, Jonah came out and pulled them all, cooked them up for dinner, and they ate them. They were very excited to eat them because they planted them and they watched them grow and they pulled them out and they saw the whole cycle of this vegetable. And I think it's a great metaphor for just gratitude, right? We kind of have a better sense of everything that we do, whether it's our food or our transportation or just the way our bodies work and allow us to breathe and our heart to pump every single heartbeat, all these different things. If we were a bit more aware, the gratitude would become a bit more natural. But this gives us an opportunity, or siddur, if it doesn't come naturally, the siddur helps us back into it. It helps us remember to give thanks. So for those times when we don't have carrots in front of us, we can at least look for these words. So let's join together the middle of 281, the Alf Dulam. Shalom. Shalom Rama Yisrael Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rama Yisrael Tasim Leolam. Shalom Levane Evam Yisrael Evam Evam Shalom Israel Nasim Leolam. Shalom Israel Nasim Leolam. Baruch atah Adonai, great Israel. Shalom. Take a moment just at the pitter patter of the rain in our own silence. And now to page 371. For Shabbat, a prayer of healing for those in our community and extended circles who are ill at this time. I want to mention the names of Della Sherman and Bennett, Yohana Bat Gershon Yosefa, Tony Kennedy, Farah Bat Abraham Basara, Raphael Yeshaya Ben Chava, Igor Ilyasov, Ed Ozer, Maury Dozer, David Shlomo Gorman, Angela Bodez, Dr. Kuka Mojoyo, Denise Hewitt, Ron Goldberg, Andrea Jarjbia, Ari Schwartz, Maureen Newman, Neil Tapley, Ellen Barbary, and Yana Tinko. But if there are other names to mention for the Misha Barak, if you would share them aloud. Join together in this healing prayer. May the source of strength, who bless the one before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Those in need of healing, with the washing of your body, your spirit, and let us say, Amen. Shabbat Shalom again, everyone. So I'll just share a couple of announcements of events and words for Rosh. So I think as many of you have seen, and some of you have experienced, we've been doing a series of daytime Thursday programs for seniors here in our courtyard. So we have a number of luncheons in July and in August, starting this coming Thursday with a music series. I think it's going to be very lovely. There will be 3 consecutive Thursday afternoons at 1:30. Different musicians who will come and entertain, and a little bit of a nosh, and just a wonderful opportunity to be together. So the one that's happening this Thursday, I think, is very close to sold out, if not fully subscribed. But there's certainly space in the following 2 Thursdays. So if you're interested in coming, make sure you sign up. We do need to make sure we keep our numbers to 40 people. But it's a great opportunity to be together. So hope to see you there. Also, we're having Sisterhood is sponsoring also a 3 consecutive week webinar starting this Sunday about parenting and how to be and raise children who are anti-racist. It's a very interesting topic, and really everyone to join to learn more about that. Otherwise, just regular services continue with these outdoor services, hopefully maybe not so rainy, but we'll keep doing them as long as we can while the temperatures stay warm enough to be comfortable outside. It's really good to be together. So we're doing these every other Friday night, as well as the family Shabbats in the park on alternative Fridays. I think that's it. And Rush tonight has a little bit of a show. Carrots, it's not carrots. It's
Yeah.
maybe we have a lot of zucchini. So some of you maybe saw it in the news today that today the Jewish world lost one of the greatest, if not the greatest, Jewish scholars of our modern times, Rabbi Adin Steinsaltz. Rabbi Steinsaltz is 83 years old, lived in Jerusalem. He lived an incredible life. And I wanted to take the opportunity tonight to teach a little bit about him, because his impact on the Jewish world and on our Jewish world is so great that it deserves a bit of attention tonight. So he had a mantra, and it was kind of like what Moses said, except a bit different. He said, "Let my people know." Let my people know. This was his desire to make Jewish learning accessible to as many people as possible. And we are all the inheritors of his work. He wrote a lot of different books, commentaries, really great, inspiring spiritual works. But the enduring gift that he has given us is a project which he started when he was 27 years old. And it took him 45 years of work. He wrote a complete translation of the entire Talmud. So I'm going to start my show and tell by showing you one tractate of Talmud. So this is a very traditional publication of Talmud. It's called a Vilna Shas, because it was published in Vilna. And this is the way Talmud looks traditionally. I can't pass it around to you because of COVID, but you get the idea. It's very dense. In the middle, there's a block of text, and that is the Mishnah, which is the oral law traditionally understood to have been given at Mount Sinai with the written Torah to Moses and passed orally through the generations to Joshua and the Sanhedrin and the sages until finally around the year 200 CE it was written down and preserved. And then around the Mishnah is the Gemara. That's the later rabbinic commentary of the subsequent few centuries, which together, the Mishnah and the Gemara, that's what the Talmud is. Those two pieces put together. So that's what's in the middle. Around the sides are some different commentaries. And always on the inside, this is the scene in the middle, is the commentary of Rashi. Rashi's probably the most famous commentator on Torah and on Talmud. He lived in the 11th century in France. Well, many people have been saying that Rabbi Steinsaltz is another Rashi. A scholar like this comes along maybe once in a millennium. So the issue with the Talmud is that just like it looks, it also is really dense. It's really hard. And some of it's in Hebrew, but a lot of it is in Aramaic. And for the time when the rabbis were writing it, that was great because that's what Jews spoke. But nobody, well, there are actually people who still speak Aramaic, but Jews don't really speak Aramaic anymore. And it's really hard. Really, really hard. So Rabbi Steinsaltz, he started this project when he was 27 years old to do this. So this is like this small student edition, but there's bigger ones. you totally can't see this. You have to trust. He took the Talmud and he wrote, first of all, he put all of the nikud, all of the vowels and the dots into the text so that it's vocalized and easier to understand. Because in Hebrew, if something ends with a cha versus a ach, right? You know, if it's talking to you, to the feminine subject or the masculine object, it makes a big difference. And it's just easier to read. But what he really did is here. He wrote an entire new commentary where he translated into modern Hebrew the whole Talmud. And he wanted to make it so that Jews of every background could also inherit this tradition. He really wanted to make the Talmud into something that was democratic, that everyone could have as our inherited tradition. So it took him 45 years to finish this whole project. It's unbelievable. He finished in 2010, and there was a huge celebration across the Jewish world for it. And that was great. But still, much of the Jewish world are not modern Hebrew speakers. Much of the Jewish world are English speakers. So he arranged to have an English translation of his entire Talmud, of his commentary. This is the gift that is just unbelievable to all of us as English-speaking Jews. So it has the text, it has the translation and his commentary. It has little extras on the side. Background, halakha talks about character, like the individuals who are mentioned. It gives you a little backstory. You can see there's pictures, there's diagrams of things that are mentioned. It's like everything that somebody curious would want to know about the Talmud is here for all of us to learn. Now, as someone personally who loves learning Talmud and loves teaching Talmud, I cannot imagine doing that kind of work that I love doing that makes my rabbinate so fulfilling without the work that he did. I just couldn't do it. I mean, I've broken my teeth over this kind of Talmud. But I did in rabbinical school, I spent sabbaticals doing that. It's fun and I love it. But it's hard to teach out of it. It's hard to share with all of you who don't have the background in Aramaic and Hebrew to do that. And this makes it all come to life. It's such a gift. Okay, so this is actually half a tractate. This is Eruvin Aleph, that half of this book. So there are 37 tractates in the Talmud. Okay. So it's long. So there's this beautiful tradition that started a long time ago called Daf Yomi. I talked about this a little bit before, some of you are familiar. It's the idea of doing one page a daf every day. Every day around the Jewish world, you learn one page, and it's like so on a traditional Talmud page. This is page Lamed, which means 30, and this is Lamed side Aleph, and this is Lamed side Bet. It's like a record on the page side. So you study the A and the B, one page a day. And every day, the whole Jewish world is studying the same page. And to go through the whole Talmud, a page a day, takes 7.5 years. Okay. So it's a very long time. And that's actually one of the things I did on my recent sabbatical. It happened to be that the 4th day of my sabbatical was the beginning of a new Daf Yomi cycle. And I was thinking, this is amazing because I've always wanted to do this and now I can. So I got through the whole first tractate of Brachot. Every day I stuck to it. It was great. And I started Shabbat, and then COVID happened. And I've done a few pages here and there, but I kind of lost it a little bit. But Shabbat's almost over, and that's why I grabbed a Ravine because it's going to start, I think, on Sunday or Monday. and ready to get back in. And the other thing that I wanted to mention was that there's something else that happened in the digital world. So there's this fantastic website called Safaria. Safaria is also the greatest gift to rabbis that ever happened. It's basically a website where you go and it has almost every Jewish text ever there for you to search, for you to copy and place into a text sheet, for you to click on and link to any other place in the Jewish canon where that text is mentioned. And much of these traditional Jewish texts have English translations with them. Well, a few years ago, Safari is not that old. I think it started in 2014. A few years ago, the founders of Safaria met with Rabbi Steinsaltz and asked him, how do you feel about us using your translation in our website and making it free, public domain, so that anyone who would like to use it and copy it to their text sheet could do so legally and ethically? They were very nervous to ask him because this was after all his 45-year life work. And also, they didn't know if he was going to understand the technology because he was near 80 at this time. And there was a reflection I saw today where one of the founders of Safaria said that he sat with it and he was so excited and he was so gracious to let them use that. And now this translation, you don't need a whole set of it. You can go on Safaria and for free, everyone has access to this gift. And it's really incredible. Now, one of the interesting things I learned about Rabbi Steinsaltz is that he grew up in a secular household. He grew up in Jerusalem, in Katamon, which is a place in Jerusalem, with communist parents. But his father, when he was 10 years old, got him a Talmud to it, which seems strange for secular parents to